This audio is from an ebook titled Transcending Belief, Awakening That Everyone Can Reach, authored by Tira, the Non-Self. Introduction. Awakening is not bound to belief or religion. Every life is animated because the mind comes to dwell in the body. Whether in humans or in any living being across the vast universe, existence continues only because the mind has entered and dwells there. Without mind, the body collapses instantly. The heart no longer beats, the eyes cannot see, the brain does not function. In truth, the essence of who we are is the mind itself, the life element that is empty, clear, and utterly pure. Yet this pure element is veiled by ignorance, a delusion arising from a mind that lacks wisdom. Because of this covering, we mistakenly cling to body, thought, mental images, emotions, memories, and even the very act of knowing as us and ours, though they never truly were. Each of us already possesses this noble essence, but it remains unseen and unrecognized. Awakening, therefore, is not about acquiring something new. It is the mind turning inward to see directly and clearly that what was once clung to as self and possession are nothing but passing phenomena, arising and ceasing by their very nature. They are not who we are and never were ours. The dissolution of the five aggregates, the beginning of seeing reality. The wise have pointed out that what human beings mistakenly take to be a self is in truth only the five aggregates temporarily assembled. These aggregates are form, the body or material elements in which the mind comes to dwell; feeling, the experiences of pleasure, pain, and neutrality that arise within; perception, the act of recognition, such as seeing a shape and assigning it the meaning of a person or an object; mental formations, the thoughts, the fabrications of mind, including thoughts in various formations; and consciousness, the awareness through the six sense doors: eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. All of us grow up believing that the five aggregates are who we are and belong to us. Yet when observed with depth and clarity, it becomes evident that the aggregates arise, abide for a while, and cease entirely by their own nature. Watching closely, one sees how these processes operate on their own. Most visible are the acts of knowing and the movements of thought. Both appear and vanish naturally, with no one behind them. The sense of I that once seemed solid begins to crumble. It becomes clear that both thinking and perceiving perform their functions freely, without an owner, without a controller. The aggregates once clung to as self and possession dissolve completely, as if an explosion bursts open in the chest. What emerges in their place is emptiness, clear, pure, and boundless, extending through the whole universe. In that very moment, the mind awakens with sudden and profound recognition that this is the true essence of being. Tears well up and flow uncontrollably, for what is seen cannot be denied. Ignorance collapses. Seeing the mind's delusion. Ignorance is not knowing born from the absence of wisdom. The mind does not recognize itself as the pure element, and so comes to dwell in body and mentality as self, wandering endlessly in the cycle of becoming. When awakening arises, the veil of ignorance shatters. What was once taken to be I, the body, the voice, or thought, is seen to have no owner. The thoughts that arise within, even when expressed outwardly as spoken words, do not belong to anyone. They are simply natural manifestations. There is no speaker and no listener, just as the heart beats on its own, blood circulates on its own, and hair grows on its own. Everything functions according to its own nature, without any me to control it. To see this truth directly is to feel a deep, sobering sorrow, for it becomes clear that the long wandering through birth and death was only because of delusion, because the mind clung to what was never itself. When this is seen, all doubt ends. The pure element, our true being. When ignorance collapses, what remains is the pure element. This element has never been born, never dies, never goes anywhere, and is untouched by anything. It is like emptiness, clear, pure, present before us. It cannot be grasped by the hand, yet it is undeniably real, embracing the entire cosmos as one. Whatever arises, whether pleasant or unpleasant, appears and dissolves within this vast clarity, but cannot disturb its purity. It is like light, gravity, or waves of energy radiating from the sun. They appear and fade, yet they are not the sun itself. The sun's core remains untouched. So too, the pure element is never entangled with thought, mental images, emotions, memory, or even perception itself. This is the deathless life element, already present in every being, though unrecognized. Awakening is nothing more than seeing directly that we are this pure element. The cycle of fabrication and awakening from the dream. The life element, empty, clear, and pure, does not know what it is. Out of this unknowing, it generates fabrications, thoughts, mental images, emotions, memories, and perceptions. These are chitta sankhara, the mental formations that arise temporarily. They surge forth and dissolve moment by moment. Yet because of ignorance, we cling to them and weave endless stories. When thoughts unfold according to desire, happiness appears, but when they do not, suffering arises. This is the very root of the cycle of becoming. Awakening is the direct seeing that these formations are not self. They are simply phenomena that arise and cease on their own. As the mind releases its grip, attachment naturally falls away. When clinging ends, the cycle of ignorance itself comes to a close. Awakening is like waking from a dream. In a dream, we take every sight and experience to be real, but upon awakening, we realize it was never real at all. In the same way, when the time comes, the mind suddenly lets go of delusion, bursts open, and tears flow without being told. Conclusion. Awakening. Accessible to all awakening is not about gaining something new. It is the simple, direct seeing that what was once held as self, whether form, feeling, perception, formation, or consciousness, has never truly existed. Body, voice, thought, emotion, and memory are only conditions that arise and cease by their own nature. What remains is the pure element, timeless, unconditioned clarity that has never been born and never dies. It depends on no religion, no belief. This is the crossing beyond creed and doctrine, the return to the mind's original home, the awakening that every being can reach. Appendix, key terms in this book. 5 aggregates, khanda, the components of what we call life, or a person, which in truth are only a temporary gathering of 5 parts. Form, rupa, material elements, the body, all physical matter perceived through the eye, ear, nose, tongue, and body. Feeling, vedana, the experience of pleasure, pain, or neutrality arising through body and mind. Perception, sanya, recognition and memory, the act of identifying and assigning meaning to things. Mental formations, sankhara, the fabrications of mind, including thoughts and various formations. Consciousness, vijnana, awareness of objects through the 6 sense doors, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Ignorance, avijja, not knowing reality as it truly is, not understanding suffering, its cause, its cessation, and the path to its cessation. Because of this ignorance, the mind clings to form and mentality as self and mine, pure element, the original nature of mind, utterly pure, unborn, undying, and free from fabrication. It is crystal clear and remains undisturbed by anything. Mental fabrications, citta sankhara, the activities of the mind, thoughts, images, emotions, memories, and perceptions, all of which arise, abide, and pass away according to nature. Cycle, vada, the revolving round of birth, aging, sickness, and death, driven by ignorance and craving that keeps the mind wandering endlessly in samsara. Awakening, the realization of truth, that the 5 aggregates and all fabrications are not self, not I, not mine, but only natural processes that arise and pass away. What remains is the mind's original purity,